What is going on, guys? My name is Pakazak, and this is my very first YouTube video, and I'm excited to be here. And today I'm going to show you how to make a cool little riser that I made, and it's pretty neat. And I'm going to play it for you right now, so it might be a little loud, so just giving you a little warning. I'm going to play it right about now. So yeah, that's a nice little 8-bar riser here, and it's using FM synthesis in Sytrus, and I'll go over this now. Basically, it's using 3 operators, and the first one is really a sine wave, but it's just been skewed and sine shaped, and the tension's been changed a little bit. But just these 3 faders I kind of messed with until I kind of got a sound that I liked, and it's also using the other 2 though are just sine waves, and both operator 1 and 3 are the same frequency ratio of 2, and then operator 2 is half the ratio, just 1. And 3 is FMing 2, 2 is FMing 1, and then we're just hearing 1 going through a filter and then coming out. And just these 2, just a little bit of FM, but enough. And yeah, so like I said, it's 8 bars. Each one of these, it looks like 2, but this whole thing is 1 bar, and this is the second bar, and then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 8th bar. And that, as you notice when you probably heard the sound, the pitch kind of stays stable, stays the same at the very last bar. And I just kind of drew this in, and you don't have to make it the same, but I just thought it sounded kind of cool. And yeah, so also I'll just try and give you what it sounded like by itself. I drew this little envelope in because if I didn't have this activated, if I played a note right now, it would just go through the whole 8 bars, but I don't want it to do that, so I'm just gonna. But that's at short what the sound sounds like, but just being automated in different ways. And yeah, so anyway, what I have is I already told you about the pitch that I drew in, and then the operator 1 is going through this filter here, which is just a peaking filter and vanilla peaking, and then I automated these 2 knobs, which is the cutoff frequency and then the resonance, and that's what these 2 clips are right here. And yeah, so the first one, the cutoff, it's gradually getting higher, but the resonance is actually, as the cutoff is going higher, the resonance is getting lower. And that's because I thought before I even automated the resonance and I kept it at how I liked it, when the peak filter got in the higher frequencies, it just kind of sounded too sharp for the ear. So I wanted to automate that and lower it because it sounded better and it wasn't so sharp. So as it's getting to the higher frequencies, the resonance gets lower. And also, what else do I have going on here? I'm running the whole Sytrus through 10, insert 10, and it's going through basic wave shaping. It's just a basic graph that I liked. And then this EQ, which I added another peaking filter actually, but it's going to be moving differently, and you'll see in a second. I'm going to play it again just so you can see it on the spectrum. But basically, I'm doing band 4, and I'm automating it so in 2 different parameters. First is just the cutoff frequency, the frequency, which is basically the same thing I did in the other one. And I'm also automating the so-called resonance, because that's basically what this is. The level of this band, it's basically the same thing as the resonance. And so when it comes up into the higher frequencies, I lower it down as well, because again, it was just too sharp for the ear, and to the ear, and I did the same thing. But the only difference is this one's moving in different spots than the other one is. So I'm going to play it again just so you can see what's going on, and I'm going to follow. You'll be able to see the other band in the actual the actual plugin, this peak filter, you'll see that a concentration of frequencies moving in the spectrum. But and so I'm gonna play it right about now. I'll follow it along. That's what I was gonna say with my cursor. Right about now. So as you can see, I kind of followed the other band around, and what happens is, since the other band starts in the low and just goes all the way up to the highs, this band starts off in the highs, goes down, and then comes back up. So what happens is they actually cross around in this area, and they're like going in opposite directions, and which I thought just made kind of a unique effect, a really cool effect, and I just thought it was kind of neat sounding, because what happens is it's rising, but also sounds like it's lowering at the same time. So it's like rising and falling, and two different ways, and it's like doing it at the same time, which is really cool to me. And yeah, so that is what's going on there, and that's what these things are. This I just drew out in here for some reason, and this is representing the cutoff frequency and the EQ. The frequency, it goes down, as you can see, and then it goes up. Right here in this area is where it's like opposing each other, because it's lowering and it's rising, like I was talking about, following and rising. And this is just representing the resonance, just the level of the band, and you can see it's the same until it gets to the very high frequencies. Then I kind of lowered it because it was sharp, like I said. The only other automation I have going on here is the stereo separation, which is this little knob here, this little guy, and all this knob does is it's at its original by default, and when you turn it to the right, it gets merged into like mono, and you're just hearing the monaural part of the sound, and when you turn it to the left, it gets separated, so you're hearing like the wide part of the sound, the wide stereo separation. And I modulated that. I keep saying modulated, but I automated that so that it starts off in the original position, then just gets slowly and slowly more stereo separated. I don't know why, I just kind of did that just because I thought it sounded neat. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole sound, and that's how you make that. And I also tried something which was kind of cool. I sped up the tempo a lot. I turned it up to like 450, around 450. I'll just leave it there. But and it plays it all really fast, and what happens is it makes like for a cool little intro or like some type of effect, and the resonance, like the sweeping frequencies that you see that I do here, it's just going at a much faster rate, so you hear a big difference in that, and you hear the big sweeping sounds, and it's like, it's cool. The resonance stands out even more, and I'll play that for you just right now just because I thought it was cool. Right now. But yeah, that's it. I think I had it at 450, but and of course I would drag this out to make the ending longer at the same pitch, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, this is my very first video, but let me know if you have any questions about this at all, and also let me know other things you'd like to see me do videos on, and I'll be happy to take some of your suggestions. But that's pretty much it. Also, I'm not home right now because my studio's in where I live, but I'm actually in my hometown, and I'm just visiting here, so I got this little crappy mic, and it's a good time. But yeah, so like I said, let me know anything you have questions about, and I hope you have a good day or night, whatever time, wherever you're watching this, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.